All right, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dick Larkin, and thank you for joining our webinar today. I have with me Dave Kotwitz on the line, and Dave is the owner and operator of Piggly Wiggly in Edgerton, Wisconsin. Our topic today is 4 simple steps that the pig takes to drive business on slow days. Here is a great outside shot of the beautiful Piggly Wiggly. And Dave, this is your store, right?
Yes, it is.
Awesome, and it is in Edgerton, Wisconsin. And for those... Edgerton, there we go. Let me just show, here is a quick shot of where Edgerton is for those who haven't been there. And Dave, for our attendees that have never been to Edgerton, could you describe the community a little bit?
We're a very small rural community, about maybe 30 minutes south of Madison along the interstate. Like I said, very small, rural, a lot of farming and whatever else around here. And also the, Lake Koshkonong is like maybe 3 miles away from us, and we're a large tourist destination.
Awesome. And you've been in the grocery business for a long time.
For a very long time, since '72.
That's awesome. Started right out of school and ended up buying the business that you were working at, right?
Yes, buying the business in 2004 from the previous owner.
Well, fantastic. That to me is the American dream of somebody who continues to work their way up. That is super exciting. So before we jump into how you get people to join, Dave, could you tell me a little bit about, for somebody who's never been to the Piggly Wiggly, and I'm just going to go back and show your store there. What's it comparable to? And as a business owner, you probably get hit by tons and tons of people trying to sell advertising. And we want to talk about text marketing as well, and how you got involved with it and what your initial concerns were.
We're about a 30,000 square foot grocery store, which is, well, I would say medium size. It's not huge, but it's not really small either. We've been in town since '75, and this is the second location for us. We built on in 1996, built a bigger store. And yes, I have everybody and their brother once a month or twice a month coming and trying to sell me advertising and do this and do that and the next best thing. And I was a little reluctant to try texting. I've never done it before. I'm not a texter. But it sounded like a good program. I was coming up with a plan to do Facebook advertising this whole year to see how that went, or just get myself a little bit of an edge, and texting seemed to fit right into that. So when the HomePages representative came around to talk to me about texting, I said, yeah, this should work. We'll give it a try.
Fantastic. Well, I appreciate you taking the leap. And overall, as we jump in, what's been your quick and dirty experience with texting?
Quick and dirty is it's been very good so far. I was amazed. The initial part is to get people to sign up for it, and then after that, it just kind of takes on a life of its own. I believe I've got like 292 subscribers right now from actually the 1st of February is when we kind of started it, so it was very much from ground zero. And it's been it's been interesting, I'll tell you that.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, and we'll talk about that as well as we dive into it. I did a quick look at your list earlier, and it was well over 300, I think up to 370 was the number that I saw, and which is fantastic, really, for the short period of time. How do you get people to join your list, Dave?
We initially had it where we advertised, or we had little posters that were given to us that you can see on the screen from the HomePages, and we put those around every check lane and up front on the service wall. And then we ran a competition between our checkers to get people signed up initially. So we got them to talk to people about it and what it was and what was going to happen in the future with it. Once you're on this text messaging, what's going to happen, how many things are, what kind of information you're going to be getting and things like that. So the checkers it was a new experience for them as well. So we've never done anything like this, and they had a lot of good conversations with a lot of customers, and that helped things along too as well.
Well, that's neat. And a lot of your checkers, they're not kids. These are some
no, they're not
well-seasoned employees, as we like to call them.
Yes, nicely put.
Great. And you do offer a reward for somebody to join, a free reusable grocery bag, right?
Yes, correct.
Cool. Which has Piggly Wiggly branding on it. As I noticed a lot of the stuff that you're doing, and I love your Facebook pages as well, and I snagged some of the photographs off. I just see tons and tons of community involvement and just a lot of fun. A lot of people who just seem to really enjoy being a part of the community there.
Uh-huh. We have a customer appreciation weekend in August, and that, I believe the picture that's on screen now is from that. And we have people answer trivia questions, and they win free bags of groceries that we give them. And we just like to take a lot of pictures of people that have won and done things.
Fantastic. And so the messages, let's dive right into the messages. So you're getting people to come in and to join your list. That's fantastic. You're getting the staff involved. So let's look at some of the messages that get people to take action. I'm going to pop into some of these messages here. Again, staff involvement is key. If there's any one consistent thing that we see across the board, it is people that get their staff involved are the ones that really get going and have a fantastic time. You gave away some calendars, the free Edgerton calendars.
Yes. Yep.
Good. And
that went over very well.
That's a community calendar. Do you sell that normally, or what is the Edgerton calendar?
Actually, my front-end manager took pictures for a calendar, and we sold them to raise money for the community outreach, which is like a food bank in town here. So all of the proceeds from that went to the community food bank.
Awesome. I love it. And I love also the branding and the messaging on the text is shop the pig. And I see that kind of repeated through is shop the pig, shop the pig, shop the pig is a great way to keep going there. And
yes, that's kind of our tagline for the corporation.
It's fantastic. And you've got your hot produce buys. Now this is what I would consider a very typical coupon type product, where you're sending out a produce special.
Uh-huh. We've done one of these. I'd like to do more of them. We can buy what are called produce hot buys from the warehouse, something that they've got that we can get at a good price, get it and sell it for a short period of time. And I always wondered how we were going to get that word out because they're never advertised things. It's something we get in ordered on a Monday, get it in on a Wednesday, and try and sell out of it by Friday. So this text marketing works in very well for that.
That's awesome. You're right. It's exactly right. It goes right out. You can send it out instantly. You can think up the messages and get them out there. Some more customer appreciation. Tell me about the clip calculator.
In anticipation of doing a year-long event with Facebook, I bought in some not licensed, but some branded things for myself to give away to people. I decided to do one of these just to see how well it went with the text marketing as well. And I also did this on Facebook, and I did much better on text marketing than I did on Facebook. That's been more of a slow build for me than the text marketing. That seems to have taken off pretty quick. So I have maybe about 10 things that I'm going to give away all during the year in stages that'll be a free item to a customer that says Piggly Wiggly on it, but says Edgerton Piggly Wiggly as well.
Oh, perfect. And here in this message, I wanted to point out that at the tagline here, you tell people to actually text Piggly to 36,000. One of the neat things about that is that as people forward the message to their friends, this is a great way for them to then get on the list and be able to receive those messages. And that's another way to continually grow your list overall. Tell me about the shirt and hoodie tent sale that you had.
The hoodies we did a couple weekends ago, and I have been amassing shirts that Piggly Wiggly logoed or Edgerton logoed things, and decided that I wanted to kind of sell out what I had and start with a clean group of things. We did a tent sale. We did it for 3 days out in front, and I believe I sent out messages at least 2 of those days to let people know the text message part, and I had it on Facebook, and we did very, very well with it. In 3 days, we did a lot of business. So,
yep. Absolutely. Hang on a second. Let me mute this other line. There's a line coming on making some noise here.
Okay.
Let's see if that's not me that I'm talking. Hopefully that was not me that I just muted. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
You can still hear me. Okay, good. I didn't mute the right line.
Yep.
Good. Perfect. Good. So here's another. You've got the branding all the way through, which is really cool.
Yep.
And then this is one, the garden tote. Tell me a little bit about the garden tote.
Again, this was one of the Piggly Wiggly branded items that I was going to give away because spring was a little early around here this year, which it has been. we decided to shoot it a little early, and I sent out a text message around about 8 o'clock in the morning, I believe it was, but I also Facebooked it in the morning as well. And before 11 o'clock or 11:30 in that same day, we had given away 24 of the garden totes, which is all I had to give away. So that went very, very well. And I made people come back with their black pig bag, the one I've been giving out for them to be joining, kind of as almost a continuous coupon. If they bring the black bag in, they get whatever item I'm presenting that day. So
I love it. It's a great way to just keep branding and keep everything going that way as well. In fact, there it is. I don't know if that's the one that you had. I just Googled a picture of the reusable bag to see if that was the right one.
Not exactly, but it's darn close.
Cool. Giving one away with a purchase as well. I live in Chicago, and the stores around Chicago are forever promoting the reusable bags, and I got to tell you something, I feel terrible whenever I forget to bring in one. I think, oh God, I'm killing the earth here.
Yeah.
Talk to me about the Bucky book.
The Bucky book was the biggest eye-opener for me. I was up in my office that morning to send out that text message, and I'm not even sure if there's a time for it, but it was, I would say, 8 o'clock in the morning, and I just sent out the message that be the first one to come to the desk, I get a free Bucky book, which is a book of Wisconsin's in the Madison area, or coupons in the Madison area. And I finished off the text and looked at a couple more emails and walked the Bucky book down to the service desk that the first person that came in, one of my head checkers could hand that person the book, and there's a person waiting for it down there already. It was literally 2 minutes after I had sent the message. That just amazed me.
It's funny that I think as people start using text, what they recognize is the immediacy of action. People read their texts instantly, and they take action right away.
Yes, that's what drove home to me as well, was that. So.
Good deal. We already talked about that one here. So let's talk about the best time to send messages. And you've been, inventive and creative about trying various times, various days. What have you seen about that?
Some of the days that I've tried to get, Tuesday is my slowest day. That's the day before we do ad change. So I've tried to get people in on a Tuesday, and that's when some of the texts have gone out. I've normally done it in the morning, and then I've tried one in the afternoon. Both of them went equally as well. And I'm in the process of playing around to see, giving different, there's a daytime shopper and there's a nighttime shopper. So I'm giving them different opportunities as we go along here to come in and grab some things.
Wow, outstanding. And it's fun to see, to be able to try that and see which days. Have you found that any particular times work differently or different, kind of it is because you're running different types of messages as well. But have you seen any trends or anything that you picked up, or is it too early to tell?
Too early for me to tell. I mean, they both, to me, they both seem to be working equally as well. And I was going to mention about the Bucky book that I had given away, and I walked down and the person was right there. I had people 5 days afterwards asking my service desk people if that book had been given away yet. So it's been a long-term process for people.
That we hear that all the time, that there's branding. Even if people don't take action instantly, the thought stays there, and they read the message and they keep thinking about it. Let's talk a little bit about frequency of sending. Right now, about how frequently are you sending messages?
Right now, I'm about once a week for sure. I had been sending out every Tuesday I do a free black bag Tuesday. I'm going to probably continue to do that. That'll be one of the ones I send out, and then I'll be thinking of something else to do at some other time in the week to be able to. So about a max, probably twice a week is what I'll be doing.
Awesome. Now, is that Sandy on the screen?
No, that's not.
That's not Sandy. Okay, good. We got Mr. Pig around here, and it looks like you guys do just a lot of fun events around Edgerton as well. What a cool community.
This was an early childhood at the elementary school. They got a bunch of the characters together, and we were there for half a day doing that. It was a lot of fun.
Oh, cool. That's a great way to be able to continue to grow and reach out into the community. So as you look at this, Dave, what advice would you give to somebody who is either thinking about texting? Where do you see it going? What's next?
The way I see it going right now is it's working for me. I'm not sure if I was doing, the biggest problem will be keeping it inventive all the time and keeping it relevant to the customer. That's the biggest thing. I don't want to be sending out messages just saying, hi, how you doing? There needs to be value associated with it, or information that I'm imparting, that I've got this for sale and this for sale, which is what they need to hear to help grow my business. I have no idea where it's going to end up. It's been fun so far. We've only been doing it since February, really first part of February, and it's been an eye-opener for me because I really did have much experience with it and knew what was going to happen, but this has been really good.
Absolutely. Great. So, first of all, I want to thank you for your business. I really appreciate that you took a leap, and even though you consider yourself a non-technical person, but you're willing to go out and you're doing the Facebook, and I would encourage you to keep doing that. A couple things that you're doing on there that I like a lot is a lot of photographs. You get pictures of people on, and they love that. The community engagement, you're doing a nice job with that. Continue to promote the text on Facebook too. I think the two of those will go back and forth together really, really well.
Okay.
And, we'll find as we continue to learn what works with various businesses to share back and forth. One final question: how do you send out messages? Do you use your coach, or do you go to the website and do it yourself, or how do you do that typically?
I believe the very first one I did, my coach did, and she's been very, very helpful and very supportive. But she got me hooked onto doing it online myself, through my computer, so I can arrange that. I don't have to arrange with her to have her on site. I can just do it whenever I need to do it, and that's worked out very well. The system is very user-friendly. It's very easy to do. I just have to cut myself back in words because there's only so many characters, and I find myself running out of characters, but I have to be a little inventive about shortening my language.
I have to do that all the time too. Well, Dave, thanks very much for joining us and for sharing your story. I appreciate the opportunity to serve you with text and to be able to show other people exactly what to do. And if anybody who is ever going into Edgerton, Wisconsin, or say the name of the lake again. I always mispronounce it.
Edgerton?
The lake around Edgerton. Koshkonong?
Koshkonong.
I was close. If you're going to Lake Koshkonong, make sure that you stop in, shake hands with Dave and Sandy at the Piggly Wiggly in Edgerton, and have a fantastic day.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you.
Happy to have you.